begging you to almost prove him wrong. And in fact, for those of us out there who use this, you are a devotee. I know you are. You read those reviews. They read like love letters. But outside of a today's special, which we're not going to see this for a year, I would do it now because we all want to look good. We all want to be proud of our hair, of our skin, of our nails. For a lot of us out there, we're growing our nails out for the first time. My hair grows like a weed. I mean, for those of us out there who have had challenges in the past, this is giving your body what it needs when it's going to the source, much like our today's special. And boy, oh boy, if you are looking for a place to start with Andrew Lessman and of course Your Vitamins Difference, then this is the ultimate place to begin in a product that stands head and shoulders out of all the beauty products that we offer here at HSN. This is our #1. This is Andrew's #1. Right. Men and women absolutely rave about this product. They do.
It's a straightforward product. And what surprises me is that other companies don't go about making such a straightforward product. It's simple to make well, to make sure that it delivers. You have to deliver. You have to, first of all, not take shortcuts when it comes to biotin and offer it in a proper bioavailable form. And then even, I think one of the most popular hair, skin, and nail products on the internet, it's a gummy.
Oh,
so
that's right.
every time you're taking your hair, skin, and nail product, you're getting something like 30 calories in sugar. So basically, you're getting 2 packets of sugar with your hair, skin, and nail vitamins. I think I just can't even comprehend that that is a healthy thing to do. In fact, I've talked about this before. There was something called the jelly bean rule, that it was sort of an FDA rule that you couldn't take a jelly bean, put a little bit of vitamins in the jelly bean, and now say, hey, that's healthy. Well, basically, that's what gummies are. They're jelly beans. They're not in the shape of jelly beans. What are jelly beans? They're just sugar. So what are gummies? They're just sugar in this gummy little form. And who knows what they use to make it. And I said earlier, if I made a gummy, I'd make it out of collagen peptides. And if I was going to sweeten it, I wouldn't use sugar. I'd use our natural stevia. And if I was going to color it, I'd use something like lutein or zeaxanthin. I'd use healthy ingredients. I just can't fathom these products that are basically sugar-laden shapes, plasticky shapes, and that doesn't make for a good, healthy hair, skin, and nail vitamin, not at all. Ours just gives you the nutrients you want and nothing else, the benefits you seek and nothing else. And just gonna read some reviews. The reviews, I don't read them often, and the reviews are amazing.
They're lovely.
And there are almost 5,000 5-star reviews.
Right.
Outstanding. I originally purchased a hair, skin, and nails product at the drugstore, but after 8 months of no improvement, I switched to Andrew's capsules. Wow, what a difference. Within 3 months, my nails were strong and growing longer every day. My hair has also changed a lot, as well as my skin. This product is on my must-have list permanently. Marion, South Carolina. Oops. Thicker eyelashes.
Oh, wow.
I've been on this supplement about 3 months now and was pleased with the smoother skin and improved texture of my hair. But my biggest surprise I noticed the other day, we hear this often, is the volume of my eyelashes has improved dramatically.
Wow.
At 53, this is something I never would have anticipated. This is now a permanent part of my daily regimen. Thank you, Andrew. What was my permanently? It's sort of funny how the same words. Results, results, results. I bought and used this product before, but it never ceases to amaze me with the immediate tangible results of thicker, longer, healthier hair, long, strong nails, and smooth, healthy skin. I love it. Incredible results. I take many supplements, and I thought the difficulty I was experiencing with my hair was just the middle-age change of life. I tried Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails. The last time it was the Today Special, and within a month, I saw improvement. I really could not believe the results. A year later, my hair is full and fluffy and down to my shoulders. Unbelievable. Yesterday, my husband and I were at a restaurant, and both waitresses said they loved my hair and how nice it looked. This product is shockingly fantastic, and I won't be without it. Thanks, Andrew.
Nice.
A little bit of magic in this supplement. So I decided to try this because I got a horrible choppy haircut that I was desperate to grow out. And once I started taking this, my hair felt and looked healthy and started growing. And I also noticed my skin looked better and my strong nails got stronger. So I started recommending the supplement anytime someone mentioned issues with their hair, skin, or nails, and they all have had the same amazing results.
That's terrific.
From Roxy in California. We'll do one more.
And you keep making it better and better.
Oh, we've improved it dramatically.
You have.
The levels of biotin are almost 10 times higher than the day we introduced this
Wow.
over 20 years ago.
Wow.
Amazing. I'm 67 and was afraid that I was losing my formerly thick hair. This product has completely turned that around. I'm thrilled not to have handfuls of hair in my hand after I comb through it. I take a number of other AL products too, and my doctor totally approves of every one. Yay. I could go on and on. Thank you, Andrew. I'll stop there. And each one is so different from the other. But it just shows that you don't need a separate product for your hair, your skin, and your nails. They are part of the same system, the Integumentary System. They all share common raw material requirements. And when it comes to this product, unlike the collagen peptides, this is really about the tooling, the machinery to produce these materials, the hair, skin, and nails. We're basically a factory manufacturing hair, skin, and nails our whole life, manufacturing over 100 pounds of skin, manufacturing hundreds of miles of hair, and manufacturing hundreds of feet of nails. So that manufacturing requires very specific tools. That's what Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nail provides, and what collagen peptides provides, that provides the raw materials.
Well, this was not supposed to be in this show. Hey, by the way, if you are channel surfing, we have turned the page to the last show where you'll see an abbreviated look at your today's special coming up in just a few minutes. Andrew Lessman is here. He's not only